man, it feels so good to break a sweat like this. Not that you would have had any idea of what that would be like, Jenna.
Oh, hi, Nora. Did you do some exercise or something?
Of course I did. I just ran a whole lap around the block. I've been so into those Fitspo influencers I see on TikTok lately that I decided to get off the couch and make a change. I think you would benefit from some good old-fashioned exercise once in a while, don't you think?
That's great. I'm really glad to hear you're being so active. Yeah, I follow a bunch of those influencers on Instagram. My favorite one is a former Marine who is always taking a picture of his watch super early in the morning when he starts his workout. Be careful though, some of them can really make you get obsessed with pushing yourself and it could have the opposite effect of what you're trying to do.
I'm fine on my own. I don't need your advice, dear. Do you even know anything about what it takes to get into shape?
Well, I ran cross-country in high school and college, so I do know a thing or two about exercise and how to stay healthy. Hey, maybe we can go running together sometime. Recently I've been a bit busy with work to go, but it would be great if we could get in some miles together.
I'll have to pass. I don't need anyone to bring me down. Maybe one day when you've shown more dedication to your fitness.
Okay, sure. Whatever floats your boat. By the way, how far did you run today?
Well, I ran for a total of 15 minutes, and my phone says I went about half a mile total. I did one lap around my block if you were paying attention to what I just told you.
Oh, 15 minutes to go half a mile? That's a great start.
Excuse me? I don't appreciate the condescending tone you're giving me right now.
I didn't mean it that way. I'm just trying to encourage you, that's all.
Whatever you say, I have something I wanted to ask of you. You know now that I'm very much focused on my fitness. I'd like you to buy me something to keep up my motivation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, if it'll help you stay motivated. I don't see why not. What are you thinking? A new water bottle or a running hat or something?
Oh, no. I could buy those for myself if I wanted them. I'd like you to buy me these. I'm a size 7.5, and I'd like you to get me the ones that are pink and white.
You want these? Nora, these are shoes that professional runners wear. They cost over $300. These are the shoes that people wear for marathons. I'm not so sure you'll even get the benefit they offer with the type of running you're doing at the moment.
They're right here on the website, so anyone can buy them, right? I don't see where it says you need to be a pro athlete to buy them. Plus, I'll have you know that I've already signed up for my first marathon. It's only a couple months away, so I need all the proper gear to look the part.
You already signed up for a marathon? Do you have any idea how long you need to run in a marathon? Listen, Nora, I'm really happy to hear you're taking this so seriously, but I think you need to take a step back. A marathon is 26 miles. It's going to be nearly 50 times longer than what you ran today. Plus, just looking like a pro athlete is not going to do anything for you, and it's already a month away. Serious runners have legitimate training plans far in advance and can still struggle. Look, why don't we go to the running store together and talk to someone who works there to get you the best shoes for the type of running you want to do?
Stop being so disrespectful to me and my goals. Everyone I follow on TikTok is saying if you put in the work, anything is possible. Just get me these damn shoes and let me do what I want. Stop being so insolent towards me.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Of course they're gonna say that because they want people to watch their videos.
Ugh, I can't believe Greg married such a stubborn woman like you. Why couldn't he have married someone who actually listens to their mother-in-law?
That's a really hurtful thing to say when I'm just trying to be realistic and look out for you. Look, I'm not going to buy you those shoes right now. Instead, I'll get you a good running shirt and maybe a nice pair of running shorts. Keep up your running for now, and then maybe we can talk about getting you a new pair of shoes.
Fine. Just get me anything, and you better keep your promise that you'll buy me shoes soon.
I didn't promise you anything. Just keep up your hard work, and for the love of God, please take everything those influencers say with a grain of salt. If you have any questions, let me know, and I can help you through your training. Oh, last thing. I really think you should reconsider trying to run a marathon on such short notice.
Leave my goals to me, you little brat. Hurry up and get shopping for my new running gear. I have to admit, the clothes you bought me are quite nice. At least you can do one thing, and that's pick out good quality exercise clothes.
See? I told you. I wasn't kidding when I said I used to be a serious runner. Having the right running clothes makes all the difference. There are so many brands to choose from these days, and they all make really good products. One of the most important things when running is to feel comfortable when running, otherwise you'll want to stop. It's important to get clothes that are light and don't hold sweat.
Well, aren't you the little expert? They do look quite nice in addition to feeling good. But you know, I do have a bone to pick with you.
About what?
I have a neighbor named Kim, and her daughter-in-law is just the sweetest little angel. She listens to everything Kim says and never disobeys her.
Oh, is that right? How nice.
Yes, it is very nice. Kim and I are actually running buddies. I want you to take a look at this. Look familiar? Kim's daughter-in-law bought the shoes I wanted for her. How nice it must be to have someone who is so supportive and does everything to make it easier for her to achieve her goals.
All right. First of all, there's no reason to get shoes like that if you'll only be jogging around the block. Do you see how much foam those shoes have? You're on such a high platform, you're more likely to roll an ankle than feel the benefit from wearing them.
I don't care about any of that. The point I'm trying to make here is that she got those shoes and I didn't.
So now I'm guessing you want those shoes more than ever because you're jealous she got them? Look, I'm telling you, I don't think it's a good idea to get them right away. Why don't you tell me more about how much you've been running lately?
This past weekend, we did 2 whole laps around the block. I feel like I'm so ready for this marathon, I don't need to train anymore.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear you're improving at least. But trust me, you need to absolutely train and train very consistently. As it stands, there's nearly a 0% chance you'll be able to finish the marathon based on how much you're running.
Excuse me? How dare you say that? I know how my body feels, and I personally think I'd have no problem going the distance. Let's get back to the task at hand. I need you to still buy me those shoes. I also need you to buy me one of those fancy running watches. I think it just looks so cool when all of those runners are starting their watches at the start of the race. I want to be just like them.
Good God, Nora. Running a marathon isn't a fashion contest. My offer still stands. Why don't we go to the running store and talk with someone who works there? It seems like you really don't want to listen to what I have to say about this. They can even take measurements of your feet and find the best shoe to fit you. I'm sure they have even those shoes you want there, so you can try them on.
If I'm going all the way to the store, not only are you going to buy me all those shoes, you better buy me everything on the shelf.
When did I turn into your personal shopping assistant? I am not made of money, and I never said I would buy you anything else. I think I did more than enough for you by buying you the shirt and shorts.
That wasn't enough. God, women these days have no respect for their mother-in-laws. Let me tell you something. Back in my day, when a woman was married into a family, she had no choice but to listen to everything her husband's mother asked of her. Whether it was cooking, cleaning, helping out around the house, or buying things the mother-in-law wanted. Clearly, times have changed because you do none of these things for me.
I just bought you something.
But what did you do for me today, You can't just do one thing for me and claim credit for it for all eternity. That's not how this relationship works. Now that I think of it, you really should come over more often and help me out here.
Okay, let's just end the conversation here. I'm at work and I don't have time to talk about all this nonsense right now.
See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. No respect for me whatsoever.
We can talk about this later.
Oh, and we certainly will.
My mother called me today. She said you were really mean to her and you won't buy her something she was asking for.
Oh God, yeah, I was talking to her before. She's got it in her head that she's going to run a marathon, so she wants literally the best shoes on the market that professional runners use.
She said she spoke to you about it, but you didn't seem to be interested. She seemed quite angry when I spoke to her about it.
She has a short fuse. I already bought her some really nice running clothes, but apparently that wasn't enough for her. And then, of course, her neighbor got the same shoes she was asking for, which sent her deeper into a frenzy. Especially because that neighbor's daughter-in-law bought them for her. I told her that they were a bit too expensive and she should settle for something cheaper. I don't think she was impressed with my suggestion.
Well, if she really wants them, then why don't you just get them for her? Who cares if she's not going to run a marathon or not? It'll make her happy.
You think I should do what she says and buy her them?
She's taking her health seriously, which is great for someone of her age.
Do I have to buy her all that expensive stuff just because she wants it?
She's really jealous about her next-door neighbor. I think you should help her out so she doesn't get even worse.
Why does she have to compare herself to her neighbor? It's a never-ending cycle. Someone buys something and you want it too. Then you buy that something, but your neighbor buys something else. Where does it ever end? Your mother is too old for this, isn't she?
I think people are like this all their lives. It's also inevitable that she compares you to her neighbor's daughter-in-law. I think she's just upset because you're not treating her as well.
Really? Does it have to be like this? Aren't you forgetting something? This is the same reason I had to buy her those boots a little while back, don't you remember?
Oh, actually, I do remember.
We don't even have boots for ourselves, and we bought some for your mother. If it goes on like this, then where will it end? Are we going to buy her a computer, a TV, a new car? At some point, we have to start saying no.
Yeah, but those shoes aren't that expensive, are they? Only a little bit more expensive than the boots, and we can afford it, can't we?
They're $300, and the price is only half the point. It's wasteful to buy something like that for someone who isn't even going to use them the right way. It doesn't matter. This is going to happen over and over again until we stand up for ourselves. If you're so eager on the idea, then why don't you pay for it?
Maybe that's a good idea. I'll try to spend not too much money when I'm doing it.
Not spend too much? Good luck with that. It's going to happen every time she goes and talks to her neighbor. She's going to be constantly comparing herself to her. Who knows what's next?
Maybe you're right. I'm not sure what I should do. I don't want to disappoint my mother, but at the same time, you are right. This could go on forever. I wonder if there's some kind of compromise solution. I'll try to think of something.
Hello, Jenna.
Hi, Nora. How are you doing today?
It's my birthday soon. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
I hope you have something nice planned for me. I want to go to a nice restaurant and eat good food. Remember where we went last year? That Italian restaurant? That was great, but I want something even better this time.
Do you have anywhere in mind?
There's a nice lobster restaurant in town. It's just opened and I've heard so much about it.
Oh, you want to go there? Isn't lobster super expensive, though?
Yes, it is, but my neighbor went there recently and she's told me so much about it. I can't wait to go there and try it for myself. I'd like to go there next Friday night. Be sure to pick me up around 6 p.m. so we don't need to wait for a table.
Oh, I see. Well, there is a little problem. On that day, I have to go away for business. It's a really important trip and I can't miss it. If I don't go, the boss will be really mad with me, so I can't get the day off. So we'll have to go out for dinner the weekend after, and I have already found a nice place. There's a steak restaurant in town that I like. I've been there a few times and it's really good. You know, sometimes new restaurants get a lot of attention and people go there just because it's new. Maybe we can wait a bit to see what kind of reviews it has in the future, especially since we'd be spending a lot of money there. This steak restaurant has been around forever and I've been there before, so I know it's good.
Well, can't you cancel your business trip? Honestly, who even goes on business trips anymore? Can't you just do the meeting online or something? It's my birthday. Isn't that more important? I don't think it's very polite to prioritize some stupid trip over my birthday. Also, I don't want to go to the steak restaurant. It's my birthday and I want to decide where we go.
Trust me, I'd prefer not to go if I had the option, but unfortunately I have to. It's a site visit, so we can't do it online. We just opened up a new location and I have to go there to make sure everything's running smoothly. Not really something I could do in an online meeting.
You can't get time off? I can't believe it. You know what would happen if my next-door neighbor had a birthday? Her daughter-in-law would drop everything to be with her and make her happy. You think this business trip is more important than me? I'm offended. You know I'll remember this for the rest of my life.
It's really important for me to attend, and we planned it over a month ago. I can't back out now. Really sorry about that.
Only 1 month ago? Is that it? Clearly isn't that important. Cancel it at once.
I just can't do that.
Then you should seriously consider finding a new place to work. What kind of company wouldn't understand something as important as this? What in this world could be more important than my birthday? You should put me above everything.
I'm sure I told you a while ago that this would happen. If I remember correctly, you said it was okay. You didn't seem to mind. Why don't you just go without me if you want to go so bad? Or we can just have it the following weekend if you really want me to be there. It's much more convenient for me, and we can still have a nice time together.
I don't care what I said in the past. Sometimes people say things and then they change their mind. I don't even remember that conversation, and even if I said yes then, I'm changing my mind now. And steak is not good enough. I want lobster.
I'm sorry, I can't change my schedule. The boss is pretty strict with things like this. If we have an important event to attend, then we all must go and there's no excuses allowed.
Do you think you're the only person with a job? My neighbor's daughter-in-law has a job too, but she always manages to find time. She always puts her mother-in-law first, and that's how it should be. What about you? You just don't seem to care about me.
I really wish you'd stop comparing everything to that neighbor of yours. We are different people, and we work in different places. We are not the same person, so it's unwise to compare. They probably have very different rules at her work.
I don't think it can be that different. I can't believe my daughter-in-law gives me this kind of treatment. First it was the running shoes, and now it's this. When will it end?
You really won't let this drop, will you? I've told you, I can't make it that day, and we'll just have to find an alternative arrangement. I have to work because otherwise how could we pay off the mortgage? I can't get fired, otherwise we'd be in a lot of trouble.
You talk as if you're the only person with a job, and you're not. What about Greg? I know he works hard too. Can't he pay the bills when you have a day off? Seems I'm going to have no fun in my later years. My family just don't care about me. Greg, you need to have a word with that wife of yours. You won't believe what she just said to me.
What happened? Was she rude to you, Mom?
She was more than just rude. She refused to come to my birthday dinner. Can you believe that? The nerve of that woman.
What do you mean she refused?
Well, you know about that new restaurant that opened up that's supposed to have the best lobster around? I mentioned to her that I wanted to go, and she told me she's too busy.
She said that to you? Man, how rude of her. What did she say she was busy with?
Some dumb work thing. She said she has to go away on some business trip. I told her to reschedule the trip, and she refused. Can you believe that?
Wow, that really is something.
I know. She said she had to go, but I told her this is much more important. Apparently, she doesn't see it the same way. I wanted to celebrate as a family, and she just doesn't want to, I guess.
Poor Mom. She really doesn't give you the respect that you deserve. You know I would never do something like that to you. Don't worry, I'll be there to celebrate your birthday with you. I'll even get the staff to sing happy birthday to you.
Oh, Greg, what a fine boy I raised. I knew that I could count on you.
Anything for you, Mom. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm on my way now.
Now? Already?
Yes, now. Is it true that you have to go on your business trip tomorrow? Do you really have to go? Is there no way for you to get out of it?
I already told you there's no way I can change things around now. Of course I have to go. It's compulsory. I wouldn't have caused all this fuss if I didn't have to go. I already told your mother, but trust me, if there was anything I could do to get out of this, I would do it.
Can't you postpone it? When I have a meeting, I can often postpone it if I really need to. Don't you have the same system at work?
Greg, are you listening to me? I already said there's nothing I can do. I'm not the one who makes these decisions. Oh my gosh, you're being like this too? You sound just like your mother. She was nagging nonstop last time I spoke with her.
Well, it's my mom's birthday, so I was hoping that you could be there with her. It's a real shame that you have to go on a business trip. I just think it's a bit rude that you don't prioritize her in times like this. Her birthday only comes once a year, you know? A person only gets a set amount of birthdays in their life, and they always remember them. Do you want her to remember her birthday this way, with her daughter-in-law choosing her job over her?
Greg, seriously, you need to drop this. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Could you please not make this seem like I'm doing it on purpose? I told you and her about it a month ago. It's not like I didn't warn you. Both of you said it was okay and didn't mention it since. Now you're both moaning at me because I have to go to work.
Yeah, but that was back then and this is now. Things change.
Oh my, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm always in the wrong. You remind me of your mother. You both talk and act the same. You both seem to have identical opinions on this matter.
My mother also really wants to go and eat lobster. She won't budge on this idea. She's really insisting on getting some good lobster for her birthday.
Well then, you go and have lobster with her. Just go without me. I really don't see what the big deal is about me not being there. If she wants to go that bad, just take her. You know it's going to cause so much hassle for me if I cancel and come to your mother's birthday meal. Why do I even have to go? Can't you just get by without me?
We could do, but it's not quite the same without you. My mother really wants her daughter-in-law to be present for her birthday celebrations.
You're just like her. Let it go. Can't you just deal with this yourself for once?
You are failing to see the importance of this. It's not just about eating the meal, it's about celebrating her birthday together as a family.
I have told you over and over, I can't come this time because I have business and I can't change the date. Now just accept it and let's move on.
I know I'm pestering you slightly here, but what could be more important than this? Shouldn't family come first?
I am working because we both need to work to pay for our house. If it was just you working, then where would we be? I don't think we'd have enough to get by. It's not the 1950s anymore. You can't just expect me to forget about my job at a moment's notice.
I'm aware of this, and I'm really happy about the contribution you make to our household. The cost of living is so high these days, especially house prices. Where would we be without you working and doing your share?
Yes, so I have to work my socks off too. I can't get into trouble with my boss just because your mother can't eat without me.
Isn't my mother's birthday kind of work? We have to keep her happy, and if she really wants to go out on that day, then maybe we should do.
Do you ever give up? Did you even listen to what I just told you? I've been over this so many times with both you and your mother. I am busy with work and there's nothing I can do about it. I am not coming and that is the end of it. You can deal with this yourself, so please go and have a good time with your mother on her birthday.
I heard that you went out and had lobster with Greg. Yes, I did. It was so nice, and we had a great time. That's wonderful. So nice to hear. What a nice son you have. I'm glad you took my recommendation and went there. It's very good, isn't it? My daughter-in-law took me out for dinner recently, and I didn't even ask her to do so. She just thought it would be a nice idea, so she did it without asking. I am so lucky to have a daughter-in-law like that. Really? She did all that on her own initiative? That's really nice of her, isn't it? It sounds like you've really got a lovely girl there. I'm jealous she cares about you so much. You're right. She's been treating me so nicely recently. I don't even need to ask. She just seems to know what I want. It's so nice to have someone like that in your life. I know I could depend on her if ever I needed to. Yes, and you wouldn't expect a daughter-in-law to be so nice these days. Things have changed since we were young. A lot of young people just don't care about the older generation anymore.
That's true. So I guess I'm really lucky. She told me she wants to come over to my house soon and help have a big clean.
Oh, really? Well, my daughter-in-law also told me she was going to come over and help me.
Oh, that's nice of her. It's so lovely to have people who care for us, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We're two very lucky old ladies. I don't know where I'd be without my daughter-in-law. She's so thoughtful and considerate. She always puts me first. I know that if I ever had any problems, she would drop everything in order to help me. My house is very cold right now. I think there's something wrong with the boiler. Can you help me sort it out?
I don't really know much about that, but I can come over and take a look if you want.
Also, my house is a bit untidy. I was hoping you could come over and help me clean it up. It won't take you too long, and it would be so nice of you to help me.
Can't you just clean the house yourself? I don't see why you need someone else's help. You live alone. Can't be that bad.
Well, it's not like that now, so thank you for your help. I can't wait for you to pick a time to come and give me a hand. Thank you so much.
I didn't say yes to helping you clean, just to take a look at your heater. Please don't decide that on your own. I think you're more than capable of cleaning your own house. You're a grown adult.
No, I can't. You can help me. I thought you just offered to do so.
Again, I did not offer to clean your house for you. I just offered to take a look and help fix your heat, which is much more important. How much work is there to do? Is it going to take a long time?
If I do it all by myself, then my back will start to hurt, so I need your help. You wouldn't want an old lady like me to get health problems, would you? I'm not as fit as you.
I could help you, but I'm not very good at cleaning myself. I wouldn't even know where to start. Greg does most of the cleaning in our house. I usually just stand there and watch.
Then this can be a great chance for you to learn. I can teach you everything you need to know about cleaning. I'm an expert at such things. Besides, my neighbor's daughter-in-law often goes to her house to help with the cleaning, even when she hasn't been asked to do so. She does it without being prompted. What a nice girl.
Yes, but maybe she's better at these things than me, and I didn't even know you needed help. It might be a little difficult for me.
Difficult? It won't be difficult. Stop being ridiculous. Are you being serious or just trying to think of excuses to get out of this?
I am not your neighbor's daughter-in-law. Maybe I'm not as capable as her. She seems to be good at everything. Maybe I just can't keep up with her.
Well, you can learn in order to help me. If you put your mind to it, you can learn anything. Maybe you'll be as good as cleaning as you are at that job of yours. The best way to learn is by doing something yourself. Why did I end up with such a useless person like you? My neighbor is so lucky. Her daughter-in-law helps her whenever she needs anything, and all you do is come up with a list of excuses. It's such a pain for me.
Did you refuse to go and help my mother with the cleaning?
Has she spoken to you about this already? She contacted me out of the blue and asked me if I would go to her house to help her clean. I told her that I'm not very good at cleaning and maybe I wouldn't be of much use, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. Then she started going on about her neighbor and how her daughter-in-law is always there to help her. I didn't actually say no, but I think she got the hint.
Why didn't you offer to help her? I'm sure you're capable of going over there and giving her a hand.
I don't know a thing about cleaning. I just cook and make money, remember? You do all the cleaning here, so what good am I? I don't even know where to turn the vacuum cleaner on, never mind something more complicated.
Yes, but you could have at least made an effort. Do you know how much stress this has caused my mother? She's annoyed that no one's gonna help her, and she's annoyed that you refused her. I think you could have done something for her.
Ow, don't you think she's being a bit dramatic? Do you actually think she needs my help, or is this another one of her weird power dynamic things? I think she just gets off just by having me give in to her orders. Is she really that upset? I doubt it.
She is. She's really unhappy about the whole thing.
So, you're taking her side? You think I'm in the wrong refusing to help?
Yes, of course I do. How hard can it be to go over and help an old lady clean her house?
What about my feelings? Don't you even care about me? I have work to do, and then I need some free time to rest and do what I want to do. I am not a slave for your mother. I can't just cancel everything and go and help her whenever she wants.
Why do you have to be so stubborn about this? You know she's always comparing you to her neighbor.
Why do I have to be the same as that girl? As far as I'm concerned, your mother needs to stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, especially when I'm involved.
Can't you just do it this once? You'll make everyone happy and you'll diffuse the situation.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll do it.
You'll do it? You changed your mind?
I'll do it. How could I offend anyone in our family like this? I'm not happy about it, though. This is going to be the first and last time I do anything like this. You better tell her that. Hey, I forgot to ask this. It's probably obvious, but you're gonna help me clean, right? I don't think it would be fair to have me go on my own and do it. It would be much easier with two people.
Oh, actually, I have plans that day. Sorry.
Are you kidding me? After all that crap you gave me about helping out, now you're the one who's gonna flake? I can't believe this. What's so important that you can't come?
There's a huge college football game on. I already promised Mike and Dean that I'd watch it with them. We're gonna go to the bar during the day and watch it there, then catch another game later on that night. They're both super busy, and this is the last chance that we'll all be able to meet up for a while.
You're ditching me for a mandate? Come on, Greg, this is not cool. You were the one who said how important it was to do this in the first place.
Jenna, my hands are tied. I'm sorry.
Then why don't we go to clean another day? That way you can come too.
I already told my mom that you'd be coming. You know she'd freak out if we changed the date.
Wow, this is so not fair. I'm warning you right now, I already didn't want to do this, and now I have to do it on my own? I really don't want to have your mom looking over my shoulder the whole time I'm there.
Oh, don't worry. She's actually going to be out the whole day. She'll be coming home later.
She's not even going to be there? Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Good luck.
Greg, this place is filthy. Are you kidding me? Does your mom seriously live here? There's garbage piled up all over the place and the dishes in the sink have mold on them. I'm seriously about to just walk out.
Wow, seriously, you are so annoying. I can't believe you don't even know how to clean. What is your deal?
Are you serious right now? You should be here to help me.
Nah, it's much more fun where I'm at. Why do you always have to be so annoying when it comes to my mom?
Dude, are you drunk or something? What's your deal?
Yeah, maybe I had one too many dank IPAs. I'm kind of wasted, actually. But that doesn't change the fact that you're annoying as hell. Why can't you ever just say yes when someone asks you something? You always have to come up with some dumb thing to say about why you can't do it. Is this what you're doing at your job too? If so, I'm afraid about our finances. You'll definitely get fired soon with that attitude.
Greg, you seriously need to watch what you're saying to me. I am at my limit right now.
Oh, scary. Just be a little good girl and obey my mom for once. You're legit making me doubt you can be a good wife. Don't you think it's messed up that you make me do all the cleaning around the house? All my friends think it's messed up too.
Well, you can tell your friends I bring home the majority of the money in the house, so I'm too busy with that.
Ah, shut your mouth, you idiot. There's no way I'm gonna tell them. That'll make me look bad. A woman's place is barefoot in the kitchen, cleaning and keeping up with things so that men can relax. If you can't do that, I really think you're a terrible wife.
Wow, I think you're really going to regret saying that. You know what? Fine. You and your mommy are gonna get your wishes. I'll be sure to do a great job cleaning up this house. Enjoy the game, Greg.
Good girl. Why couldn't you have just said that in the first place?
Hello, Jenna. How's the cleaning going? I expect my house to be sparkling by the time I get back. I just wanted to let you know I won't be home tonight. I've met up with a friend and we got to drinking wine, so I'll be staying with her. I'll be back at the house around noon tomorrow, which means you have even more time to get everything looking good.
Hi. Yeah, sure. The house will be so clean you won't even recognize it.
Wow, look at you. That's the spirit. Make sure to scrub the toilet too. Can't remember the last time I did. Jenna, what the hell is going on here?
Oh, hi, Nora. How are you feeling? I hope you didn't drink too much last night.
Stop playing games with me. What happened to the house?
What do you mean? I cleaned it. Don't you think I did a good job? I made sure to throw out all the garbage.
You threw out everything, you little idiot. What were you thinking?
Well, like I said, I threw out all the garbage. I cleaned the house just like you asked me to. Is there a problem?
Shut your stupid mouth. I asked you to clean my house, not get rid of everything inside of it.
Nora, your house was pure squalor. I couldn't believe how disgusting it was. Do you seriously live there, or were you trying to make your own penicillin from all the mold that was growing? Honestly, I have never seen anything like that before in my entire life. Thank God I still had all those masks left over from the pandemic. I had to double up on them just to stop myself from gagging. And Jesus, the bathroom? Were you standing on the toilet when you were doing your business? I mean, come on, it's like you were raised at the zoo.
None of these are proper excuses for what you did. You threw away my property.
No, I did you a favor. For someone who was so hell-bent on their fitness, it's pretty ironic you were living in that much filth. It's a miracle you aren't sick all the time. Although by now you're probably resistant to every bacteria on the planet.
Enough of your jokes. What are you going to do to make up for this?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I won't be doing anything to make up for this. You know, Nora, you really made me reach my breaking point. You and that sniveling little son of yours. It's never enough with you. It's always, buy me this, do this, bring me here. It's endless. And throw on the fact you constantly compare me to your dumb neighbor's daughter-in-law or complain about how I don't act like a woman from the good old days. It's 2024 for crying out loud.
I don't see any of those reasons to be fit for the actions you've taken against me.
I don't care what you think. I'm telling you, this was the last straw. I am not your slave. I am not your ATM. And soon enough, I won't be your daughter-in-law anymore either.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, genius, it means I'm leaving your little piglet, Greg. He's a mama's boy who clearly has chosen you over me, and I can't take it anymore.
You're going to divorce my son? How could you?
How could I? Well, first I get the divorce papers and then I sign them. Pretty simple, actually.
You little witch! You're going to pay for all of this.
Nah, I definitely won't. Look, you may not think it now, but I am doing you a huge favor. I wiped out that house filled with pestilence, and now I'm kicking Greggy boy to the curb, which means you'll be able to spend more time with him. What's better than that?
I can't believe this.
Are you kidding me? Did you throw out everything in my mom's house? She just called me in a rage, saying her house was empty because you got rid of everything.
Oh, hey there. Yeah, I totally did that. I told you I didn't want to clean in the first place, and that her house was like the nuclear apocalypse. I should be on antibiotics just from stepping foot in there. But I gotta say, what did it for me was you bailing on me for your little football game, then talking trash about how I should just be a good little girl and listen to your mom.
You are insane. Who even does that? You know that's probably a crime, right?
Sure, go ahead and press charges if you want. I'm done with you. And your mom. Why did you always have to take her side? You never stood up for me. If you would have just considered my feelings and the treatment she was putting me through, this could have all been different.
You and I are gonna have a serious discussion about our marriage when I get home. Don't you even think about going anywhere. I'll be home in 2 minutes.
Oh, I'm not home. I actually moved out all my stuff already. I got a lot of practice taking things out of the house at your mom's place. It was actually pretty quick.
What do you mean you moved your stuff out?
It means that I'm not going to be living there anymore, which means, say it with me, we're getting divorced.
Are you serious? You don't get to just decide that on your own.
Why not? Based on what you just said, I would bet money that you were gonna threaten me with divorce anyway. I saved you the hassle. Like I said, I'm done with your stupid mother, and I'm done with you. I am proud of myself for making it through this much, but I've taken all I could. Oh, by the way, make sure all your stuff is out as soon as possible, too. I'll be putting the house in the market soon.
You will be doing no such thing. There is no way you're going to sell my house like that.
Ooh, man, it must suck to be so wrong about something like that. Do you not remember whose name is on the mortgage to the house? I'm the one whose name is on the rights to the house, not yours. Don't you remember? You didn't have a job when we bought the house, so everything was in my name. Otherwise, they would have never given us a loan.
But I always thought the man gets the right to the house.
You did not just say that. Wow, you and your mother are really two birds of the feather living in some version of the past. Wake up, sonny boy. This isn't the roaring 20s anymore. Anyway, I'm getting off the phone now.
Wait, what am I supposed to do if you sell the house?
That sounds like a you problem. I couldn't care less. Why don't you stay with your mom? I'm sure you two will be great roommates.
Nora, please. You have to take me back. I'm losing my mind.
Oi, Greg. What you doing in my waters?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I see that reference went straight over your head. Never mind. Why are you texting me right now?
I really need your help.
I can't imagine anything that I'd want to help you with. Luckily for you, though, I've been bored all day and need some entertainment. What's the problem?
I can't stand living with my mom. She's driving me crazy.
No way. Really? I never would have imagined that. What could your kind little mother possibly be doing to you?
Everything. I can't take it anymore. She talks nonstop about her neighbor and is constantly ordering me to do the same thing she hears from her. The other day, her neighbor's daughter-in-law bought her one of those stupid fans that are shaped like an oval or whatever and wouldn't shut up about it. She kept nagging me about it until I finally broke and went out to buy one for her. Do you have any idea how much those things cost?
No idea how much.
It was like $900 for a fan. I could have folded a piece of paper and had it do the same thing.
Ouch! Makes a pair of $300 running shoes not look so bad. Oh, that reminds me, did she ever go through with running that marathon?
It was a complete disaster. She ran for about 20 minutes, threw up on the side, and then had to get put into a wheelchair and pushed to the medical tent.
No way. Oh my god, that's so hilarious. I guess she wasn't as ready as she thought she was.
I'm telling you right now, my life is in shambles. Not to mention her house is so dirty. Every time I go to clean something up, she goes and messes up some other part of the house. I can't keep up with it all. You gotta take me back. Please, just give me one more chance. How about we meet in person and we can talk everything over?
How about no? Plus, I couldn't even if I wanted to.
Come on, just meet with me. It'll be like 10 minutes.
I told you, I can't.
Why not?
I'm not even in the country anymore. When I sold the house, I decided to spend the next 6 months traveling the world to refresh my mind and get some new experiences. Right now, I'm in Iceland. Tomorrow, I'm flying to Portugal, and who knows where I'll be next week.
Seriously? I'm over here having a nightmare of a life, and you're traveling the globe? Don't you feel bad about that?
Not even in the slightest. In fact, I kind of like the fact that your life is crap. You're getting a glimpse into the kind of treatment I had to endure for all these years. Let me remind you one final time, this situation was entirely caused by you and your mother and the way you both treated me. If you want to blame someone, you can blame yourself and her. Now, I get to live my best life as a reward for having to deal with all that. I am done with people comparing me to others and having to follow orders.
I said I was sorry, though. Why can't you forgive me?
You're not sorry. Right now, you think apologizing for what you did will get you out of the situation you put yourself in. It's a cheap attempt at freedom, and I see right through it. Anyway, I'm about to walk on a black sand beach here, and I really don't want to attach my memory of it to this conversation. I'll be going now. Good luck with your mom, though. I hope you're keeping up with the cleaning.
Jenna, don't go.
I am really proud of myself for taking all the hits I did for so long. But on the other hand, I wish I would have left that life sooner than I did. Honestly, I'll think of it this way from now on. Any bad experience I have gives me the opportunity to see the positive things in life. Kind of like if there were no rainy days, then sunny days wouldn't feel as good, you know. As for Greg and his mother, I heard from a mutual friend that they eventually had a huge blowout and Greg moved out. Apparently the stress from living with her was so bad that his performance at work tanked and he was let go. On the other hand, I'm really enjoying my new life and I even got back into running. I treated myself to a pair of brand new running shoes. The exact ones Nora wanted. I've signed up for a marathon this fall. Hopefully it doesn't go as bad as Nora's did. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe to see more content.
Hi, Brenda. How have you been? I'm really sorry that I haven't been able to come and see you earlier, but I've been so busy with wedding prep recently that I've barely had a spare second. I thought that because we live in the same neighborhood, we would be seeing each other all the time, but I guess I was wrong. Oh, Megan, don't apologize. It's only natural that you would be busy whilst preparing for the wedding. But it must be a little easier for you two than it is for most young engaged couples these days, don't you think? Huh? What do you mean by that? Well, a lot of young couples struggle to get the money together for their weddings, you know, and they have to go around asking their family members to help them out. But my Danny earns such a high salary and has lots of savings put aside, so I would say you're luckier than most prospective brides, getting to rely financially on your fiancé like that. You can easily avoid so many of the problems that people face when planning a wedding, so you should count yourself lucky that you landed such a catch, Megan. I know he's my son and I'm a little biased, but I don't think you'd find a better husband than him, don't you think? Mom, stop. You're embarrassing me. I can't believe you'll even brag about me to my own fiancé. I think of all people, Megan is well aware of how much I earn and things like that, so there's no need to bring it up like that. Even if she does know, I don't think there's any harm in reminding her every now and again that not everyone has it as good as she does. That way she'll learn to always be grateful and appreciative of her husband. I'm sure you're over the moon to be getting married to him soon, aren't you, Megan? Yes, of course. I'm always grateful to both of you for all of your love and support. Obviously, I know that Danny earns more than me, but both of us are contributing evenly to the wedding. It's like his mom doesn't know that. Or is she saying this on purpose to try and make me feel bad for earning less than Danny? Oh well, it doesn't really matter, does it? After all, his salary being more than mine is going to improve my quality of life when we start living together. But of course, even after we're married, I'll still be sending you some money every month, Mom. Oh, actually, because our household income will go up once we're married, I might actually be able to send you even more than I do right now, Mom. Oh, really? That would be nice. I really do have the best son in the world, don't I? He's so devoted to his old mother. How could I not brag about him to everyone? Danny? What are you talking about? Oh dear, look at her. The moment you talk about giving me a little bit of money, her face falls. Young girls these days. All they care about is whether themselves and their partners are living and eating well and couldn't care less about their poor in-laws. Well, just come out and say it, will you? You don't think Danny should be giving me any money after you get married, do you? Of course Megan doesn't think that. I told you before, she's not like the other girls. She's different. Of course she is. She must be to have landed herself such a great man like you. Why did you say we'd be giving your mom money every month after we're married without even consulting me about it first? You never mentioned it before when we talked about finances and stuff. Well, I just thought it was a given that we'd be giving her money every month. I didn't even think it was something that needed discussing. And anyway, the money that I give her would come directly from my salary, not yours. so I didn't think I needed to ask your permission for that. What? But we're going to be getting married, so I think it's only natural to take each other into consideration when making financial decisions. I should be knowing exactly how much money is going in and coming out of our total household income, don't you think? Well, now you know about this extra little expense. Happy now? Anyway, like I said, this money will be coming out of my salary, so I don't get why you're looking at me with that betrayed expression on your face. It's the principle of it! It's not that you'll be doing it. It's the fact that you didn't tell me that you'll be doing it. I was thinking around $1,000 or so. Don't you think that's a little bit too much? If we want to get a loan approved to buy a house together, it's going to be really difficult to pay it back as soon as possible when we'll be losing $1,000 a month to your mom. I mean, I was thinking we would just go halves on paying the loan back. I feel like it's only fair. As you say, when we're married, we'll become a team who share financial burdens. Although I do earn almost twice as much as you, my half of paying off the loan and the money I'll be giving my mom combined will add up to our difference in salary. So it will be like we basically have the same salary after that. Then we can just live off pooling that amount together and everything will be fine. I was thinking that because you earn more than me, you could pay back a tiny bit more of the loan each month, proportionally with your salary. I think our priority should be reducing the amount of time it takes to pay back the loan, don't you? What use is there in setting the same money aside each? I don't think it's reasonable to do it that way at all. Well, I don't think that your way is reasonable. You're saying that according to your principles, it's logical for me to pay back more of the loan just because my salary is higher than yours. Surely that's unfair when it's a loan we're taking out together. If we're getting married, shouldn't we be on a level playing field? Shouldn't we then resolve this as equals without one of us having to rely on the other? If you really think that, then you shouldn't have said that you'd be giving your mom more money each month once we're married. I think it wouldn't be natural to assume that you're going to be giving her more once we have our finances combined, which is not cool with me. You do know that your mom thinks we can buy a house with just your money and has no idea that we'd have to take out a loan, right? So in her eyes, you giving her some extra money every month is nothing. But the truth is that it's basically going to be as if you and I are going halves on the money you give to her in the end, isn't it? But even so, when you think about how much I'll be bringing to the table, no matter how you look at it, it's you who's going to be gaining an advantage, isn't it? Where you are in your career right now, you don't know if your salary is ever going to go up, right? But me? I have a clearly bright future, and there's a good chance that my salary will go up significantly fairly soon. You're gaining so much from having such a capable and high-earning future husband, so shouldn't you be grateful instead of complaining about small things like this? I really don't know why you can't understand how great of a situation you're in right now. Well, what about my family then? If we'll be giving your mom money every month, then shouldn't we give my mom some money too? If you want to give her some money every month, then by all means, please do. But you can take that out of your own salary, just like the money for my mom is coming out of my salary. But are you earning enough to be able to afford to give your parents a decent amount of money? We're going to need to pay back the loan as well once we're married. So wouldn't it be irresponsible for you to give money to your parents on top of that? Wouldn't it just be better to worry about giving your family some money once you get a pay rise? Making sure your parents are well provided for is an expensive business, you know? If you're sending them money when you can't really afford it, it just ends up being more trouble than it's worth. So, basically what you're saying is that even after we're married, we should manage our finances separately. Is that right? Yes, that's right. That's what everyone does these days, isn't it? Honestly, from my point of view, it's unfair of you to think of my salary as shared property when I earn so much more than you. Put yourself in my shoes for a second. You wouldn't like it if I felt entitled to your salary if you were the higher earner, would you? I can't believe I'm hearing this. I had no idea that this is what your views were on the situation. If this is really how you feel, then what's the point in us even getting married? It'll be no different to just living together. In fact, no. Even unmarried couples who live together normally share their finances. I mean, we've both reached the age where we might as well get married. It's what my mom wants for me as well. She thinks you're a pretty good choice of bride for me as well. And aren't you the one who said you wanted to marry me anyway? Well, if I'd known that you had these kinds of views, I would definitely have reconsidered. Why did you never tell me that this was how you felt before? We've booked the venue and everything now. So if we call off the wedding, it's going to be complicated. but I really don't understand why you're so shocked by the fact that I'm planning to use my money to take care of my family after I'm married. Don't tell me it's because you only decided to marry me for my money, and now you've realized it won't all be going to you. You think it's not worth it anymore? Do you just see me as nothing but an ATM? Of course not! How could you accuse me of such a thing? All I'm saying is that I think it's right for married couples to put their finances together and manage them together. And that's what I'm saying we should do. Just in the way that I suggested earlier. I really don't know why you're so upset. I'm getting so frustrated because of you right now. So, are we getting married or not then? You're really not making any effort to see things from my point of view, are you? I think it's best if we take some time apart to think over the issue. If we disagree on something as important as this, maybe we really shouldn't get married. What did you just say? Are you seriously wanting to break off the engagement over this? I'm not saying anything for definite, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't considering it. No matter how much you insist that it's your salary, I can't accept you giving that much money to your mom every month when we have other things to worry about. Do you think that I don't want to give my parents some money to help them out? Of course I do. But it can't be a priority right now, and I accept that. Obviously, whatever you did with your money wasn't my concern when we were just dating. But you have to understand, if we are getting married, it will become my concern. I don't think it really reflects well on you that you want to carry on using your money however you want without even consulting me. It doesn't make me think that you're going to be a very reliable or trustworthy husband. It may not be for you, but for me, this is a significant problem, and you've also shown a lack of communication skills in failing to mention how you felt about finances until now. Anyway, I'd like you to take a long, hard think about this as well and figure out what you really want. We've arrived at my place, so I'll get going now. Let's talk again later after we've had a chance to think things over, okay? I really think you're making a mountain out of a molehill, but fine. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
So, you agree that you both needed some time to think this over? But didn't you say that you're about to send out the wedding invitations? Won't it be a huge disaster to cancel the whole thing at this point? I'm not necessarily saying that we definitely will call it off. I'm just saying that we need to deal with the problem that's made us reconsider before we go forward with anything else. Honestly, you have no idea how much I was taken off guard earlier. In front of his mom, he was going along with her misconception that he's paying for most of the wedding when in reality, we're actually going halves on it. And then in the car, he goes and says that he thinks we should keep our finances separately and do everything 50-50. But to be honest, I can understand all of that to an extent, but what I can't understand is why he thinks it's okay to give his mom such a huge amount of money every month. His reasoning was that he earns more, so he's entitled to do whatever he wants with it. But I think that's so unfair considering we're supposed to be a team. Yeah, it really isn't right for him to think like that. But have you still not told him that you have an apartment? An apartment in New York on top of that. If he knows that, he might get off his high horse and stop thinking he's so great for earning more than you. I was going to tell him, but after what's happened today, I'm not so sure. I'm really hurt by the fact that he thought it was okay to be giving his mom so much money without even asking me if it was okay first. I asked him how he thought we would pay off a loan for a house just as kind of a test to see what he would say, but he said that he thinks it would be best if we both pay back the debt equally. If I had told him that I actually already have an apartment that we can live in, he would just take it as a green flag to be even more careless about how he spends his money and even less concerned with consulting me about it. So how could I tell him about the apartment now after finding out all of this new information about his ideas about financial management? Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to bring it up in this situation. But to be honest, you're not losing much if you do decide to leave him. After all, there aren't many other people in their early 30s who have a place under their own name in New York. Even though your salary is lower than his, I'd still say you're in the better situation out of the two of you. After all, what property does he own?
But the problem here isn't about who earns more and who doesn't. The problem is whether we can have a shared sense of responsibility for our household as a married couple. Whilst we were dating, Danny seemed to be such a reliable and earnest person, and I really liked that about him. I never could have guessed in a million years that things would turn out like this.
But didn't you say that he always insisted on going Dutch for meals and stuff whilst you were dating? Shouldn't he have been paying more even then if he's so proud of the fact that he's earning more than you? I always
thought it was a little weird, but never said anything. And now I see that it was just a precursor for him acting like this. I actually always liked the fact that he insisted on us going Dutch at meals. I thought it showed that he was someone who took finances seriously and didn't throw around money frivolously, and that appealed to me. But now it's obvious that it's not because he takes finances seriously, it's just because he's overwhelmingly concerned with himself. I've really got to see another side of him I never knew he had whilst preparing for the wedding, and it's not for the better. I really never thought that things would turn out like this.
So many people end up breaking off their engagements for this exact reason. They realize they didn't actually know their partner until they started preparing for the wedding and end up not liking them anymore after seeing their true colors. But then, didn't you say that you and Danny never had a single fight throughout your whole relationship? Maybe you can just take this as an opportunity to see how you two deal with conflict resolution. And if you can't work it out, then that's just another thing you've learned that can help you have a better marriage.
Yeah, I guess. We'll have to see how things go. I really don't know what it was you were thinking about that took a whole entire week. The wedding is just around the corner, you know. You also didn't even text me at all this week. Do you know how worried I was? I couldn't focus on my work or anything. I didn't message you because you're the one who said you wanted to talk about it later, so I assumed that meant that you were going to be the one to reach out first. So technically, it's because of you that we've taken a whole week to talk about this, isn't it? Well, maybe. Whatever. Well, anyway, I took time to think like you said, and I realized that I can actually understand where you're coming from after all. Of course, I can see how you expected that I should be contributing a little more to the household expenses once we're married, as I work for a big conglomerate and earn more than you do. So I guess it was only natural for you to be disappointed at the idea of having a lower household income than you had expected. But I did tell you, my mom is a very important person to me because I know how hard she worked to provide the best life possible for me. She always told me not to work part-time jobs whilst I was at school so I could focus on studying, and instead work tirelessly day and night to pay my tuition fees and to make sure that I never wanted for anything. It's thanks to her that I was able to get the great job I have today. So I think it's only right that part of my salary should go towards making sure that she lives a comfortable life. Don't you see why I want to repay her any way I can? Didn't you say that your mom also worked really hard for your sake whilst you were growing up? So can't you understand me? Don't get me wrong, I do understand the sentiment behind it. But what I don't understand is that you want to give her such a large amount of money every month. And another problem I have is that you never told me that you intended on doing this when we first decided to get married. Now we've sorted everything with the venue, we're at the stage where the only thing we need to worry about is finding somewhere to live together. So surely this is something that you should have brought up before we got this far into everything. I was really taken aback by this, you know.
I'm sorry. I was wrong for not saying anything before. But I do think you blew things out of proportion, saying that you would have even considered breaking off the engagement over this. I'll just do what you want, so let's stop fighting now, okay?
What do you mean by that exactly?
I won't give my mom such a huge allowance every month, okay? In fact, I won't even give her anything at all. Are you happy now?
What? Why would you suddenly say that you're not going to give her any money when you pushed for it so hard?
Well, I've already told her that's how it's going to be, and she understands where we're coming from. She has her own savings anyway, so she said it's fine. Is this the outcome you wanted?
Is that it? Is this issue really solved just like that?
Yeah, everything is sorted now, so you don't need to worry about it anymore. So, let's not fight about this again, okay? I do know how to make concessions when I need to, you know.
Has everything really been solved so easily? Something smells fishy here.
Well, how did it go? Has Megan stopped throwing her silly little tantrum yet? She's so immature. She should be embarrassed of herself. Why she would need a full week to worry about something so silly, I really don't know. She's always been a little immature. But at this stage, we can't really cancel the wedding, so it's best to just pretend that we're going along with what she wants. So be careful what you say in front of Megan, okay, Mom? Of course! I'm not losing out on anything after all. As you've said that you'll keep giving me an allowance like you did before. But then how are you going to make up the missing money so she doesn't suspect anything? I often get performance-based bonuses, so I can use them to make things add up every now and then. Also, I haven't said anything about this to Megan yet, but I think I'm going to get a promotion very soon. My salary should go up significantly after I get promoted, so none of this should be a problem after that. That is a relief. But why go to all of this effort just for her? Wouldn't it be less trouble to just dump her and find someone else at this point? It would be a headache to try and find someone else. Girls these days have such high standards. Most girls wouldn't even look at a guy like me as a marriage prospect. Even though I have a good job, I don't own any property and I'm also in debt, so that would immediately give me minus points in a lot of girls' eyes. If I don't marry Megan, I don't think I will be able to get married. I have that debt to pay back as well, which doesn't look good in anyone's eyes. Well, I suppose if that's how you say it is, then that must be how it is. But you shouldn't keep going out of your way to do whatever she likes, you know. It really isn't a good habit to have. Of course I won't. After we're married, everything will be sorted and I won't need to put up a front anymore. And don't you worry, Mom. Whatever happens, I'll make sure that you're getting your monthly payments. Thank you for always thinking about me. I really do have the best son in the world.
I guess we've got all the big things out of the way now, so we don't really have much else left to do for the wedding. Oh, by the way, it's my dad's birthday next Sunday, so I was planning on taking my parents to Hawaii. Flight tickets are pretty cheap these days, and it's been such a long time since I went on a trip with my family.
Huh? Why are you only telling me this now?
Why? Did we have something planned for next weekend? I made sure to double-check my calendar and choose a weekend when I didn't have anything else planned.
No, it's not that. Are you using your own money for this trip? If it's next week, you must have booked the flights and hotel already, right?
Yeah, I have. Why are you asking, though?
We're getting married soon. Shouldn't you tell me if you're going to be spending money on something expensive as a trip? And you should have consulted me before making the decision to go anyway. Even if flights are particularly cheap at the moment, trips are generally expensive and it must add up to a couple $1,000s at least. And I know that your parents both have quite high standards, so I'm sure they've picked out the most expensive, fancy hotels they could find. If you're going to be spending that much money, you should have told me about it in advance. I'm a little disappointed in you, if I'm honest.
What? But this is clearly just me going on a short trip with my parents before we get married that I've paid for with my own money. And anyway, this is money taken from a separate savings account I have with my younger sister that we use for doing things for my parents on their birthdays and anniversaries.
Regardless of that, it's money that's come out of a bank account under your name, isn't it? In that case, it should surely be thought of as our shared property, and you should have included me in any decisions about how to use that money. After all, you were the one who said we need to prepare to take out a loan to buy a house together, weren't you? We even agreed that I wouldn't give my mom money anymore. So how can you think it's okay to just spontaneously go on a trip like that?
Well, in the case of the money you're sending your mom, you were planning to continue doing that after we were married. And that's why I thought it would have been better if you'd asked me about it first. But since this is something that's happening before we get married, I didn't really think it concerned you that much. Do you think I should need to ask your permission to do something like this then?
Of course I do. The fact that you didn't makes me think it was really unfair that you made such a fuss about me not sending money to my mom. I can't believe that you would even think of doing something as frivolous as taking your parents on a trip in your situation. We could use that money to help pay back the loan. Every little helps, you know. I think it would be best if you ask for a refund on the trip. Don't you?
What? Ask for a refund? I've already told my parents and sister about the plans. How could I just cancel it at the last minute? And I still don't really understand why you don't think I should go on the trip anyway.
Well, then if you're going on the trip, then I'm going to carry on giving my mom her allowance. From my point of view, I don't see how those two things are different and why it's fair for you to go on the trip but not for me to give my mom her money.
What kind of logic is that? If you want to take your mom on a trip before we get married, by all means, go ahead. My problem is that you hadn't consulted me about an expense that you were planning to continue paying after we get married.
You really just go around doing whatever you want, don't you? Whatever. If you don't want to cancel the trip, that's fine. But instead, I think it's only fair if you transfer the same amount of money you spent on the trip over to me.
What? And why do you think I should do that?
Well, according to your argument that we're now a team and should be sharing finances, I will personally have lost that money that you spent on the trip, won't I? If you had just saved that money, it would have taken a burden off of my shoulders in regards to paying back the loan, don't you think? The fact you have completely needlessly spent that money on a trip equates to a loss for me in terms of paying back the loan faster. So, aren't you going to compensate me then?
And just how do you think I'm going to do that exactly? I clearly just told you that that money is not just mine, but also my sister's, didn't I?
Well, it's still money that came out of a bank account in your name, isn't it? So is it so wrong for me to consider it our shared property, as we're going to be getting married soon? I'm just using the same logic you used with me last week. If you can't get that into your head, then you're obviously a total hypocrite.
I think it's crazy that you're trying to twist my own words against me like this. How is this in any way the same thing?
Because it is the same thing. Anyway, I need to go to the bathroom. So let's talk about this more when I get back.
I really am speechless. Oh, he left his phone on the table. It looks like someone kept trying to call him for the last few minutes. I think it might be the bank, so I guess it looks bad if he keeps not picking up. Hello?
Hello. Am I speaking to Daniel Lees? I'm calling to discuss his loans.
Oh, I'm Daniel's fiance. Is everything okay? He said he was going to start looking into getting a loan, but I hadn't realized that he'd already spoken to the bank about it.
Ah, his fiancé. I can't really disclose too much information as you are not the intended recipient of this call, but we've been finding it more difficult to get in touch with Mr. Lees these days. Would you be able to please remind him that his loan repayment is 3 months late, and if he lets this go on for much longer, it's going to negatively affect his credit rating, and might also make it difficult to access other financial services in the future without problems. I would be very grateful if you could pass this message on to him.
Excuse me? He's late in his loan repayments? He did tell me that he didn't have any savings, but he also said that he didn't have any debts either.
As I said before, I can't tell you any detailed information about the customer's situation. If you relay the message I just gave you to Mr. Lees, I'm sure you'll be able to find out more details from him. Thank you in advance, and I hope you have a lovely day.
So, Danny is in debt, huh?
What are you doing with my phone?
Danny, tell me honestly. Are you in debt?
Huh? Me? In debt? Of course not! Don't be ridiculous!
Well, you just got a call from the bank saying that you're 3 months late on your loan repayment.
Oh, about that. It's really nothing. It's just something small, and I should be able to get it paid back in no time. When I get my bonus, though, I can cover it straight away, so don't worry about it.
How much do you owe exactly?
Oh, something like $10,000. So not that much. I'll be getting a raise soon anyway, so it's going to seem like an even more insignificant number after that. It's nothing that's going to affect you, so keep your nose out, okay? And anyway, when I was in the bathroom, I was thinking that I'm gonna let the whole thing about taking your parents on a trip slide this time. After all, it is the last birthday you'll be spending with your family before we get married. I shouldn't have been so harsh on you about it. Of course, I can't help but feel as if I should apply the same logic you used when you told me not to give my mom a monthly allowance, but I'll overlook it this time because I'm such a generous guy. But let's not have anything like this happen again, okay?
Can you even hear yourself? Do you think these are really the things that should be coming out of the mouth of someone who just got caught hiding their debts?
My plan to get Megan to match the amount she spent on the trip and send it to me really backfired. I was planning to use that money towards paying back the debt. Why did the bank have to call whilst I was in the bathroom? My plan was ruined before I could even get it started. I'm so annoyed.
I can't believe that Danny was hiding his debt from me. The fact that he didn't tell me makes me worry that there may be even more. It really doesn't sit well with me that he was capable of deceiving me like that. I'm also shocked by the audacity of him wanting to give his mom so much money every month when he should be focusing on paying the debt back. If I hadn't found out about his late loan repayments at that exact moment, he would most likely have kept insisting that I give him a sum of money equal to the amount I spent on my parents' trip. His reasoning is getting crazier and crazier. He was such a great guy whilst we were dating. So great that I decided he was the person I wanted to marry. I just don't understand how he can turn into a completely different person after we decided to get married. Or maybe he was always this way and I was just blind to it? I have no idea.
Did something happen? Why the long face? Megan found out that I'm in debt today. She went home with a very hard-to-read look on her face. I wasn't planning on telling her about my debts until after we got married. What should I do if her attitude towards me completely changes after this? I really don't think it's a big deal that she found out about this. After all, you earn way more than she does, so she should still be grateful for your salary. Besides, not everyone views taking out a loan in a negative light anymore, you know. And these days, everyone is in debt at some point or other in their lives. Don't let yourself get all depressed about this, okay? How about I give Megan a call and talk to her about this on your behalf? You? Talk to her on my behalf? If she hears an explanation from me, she might be more understanding. You never know until you try. And anyway, career-wise, you're so far out of her league, so she should be able to put up with something insignificant like this and be grateful for the much higher salary that you'll be bringing to the table. She should also be grateful that you promised her not to give me my allowance every month just to make her happy. You're right. Oh, by the way, she also said something really funny to me today. Apparently, she's taking her parents to Hawaii next weekend for her dad's birthday, without saying anything to me about it in advance. What? A trip to Hawaii? That must cost a lot of money. Yeah, it does cost a lot of money. I told her that she should have talked to me about it before deciding to spend that much money, but she thought that I was being unreasonable. Isn't she being such a hypocrite? Well, there's clearly something wrong with her in the head. How can she be thinking about going on vacation when she should be busy with the wedding preparations? It's not like she even earns that much money or anything. She should be saving her money to spend on wedding-related stuff instead. I won't stand for this. I'll have to give her a good talking to tomorrow. I was trying to tell her exactly that, but the call about the loan repayments came in the middle of our conversation and it kind of ruined everything. Maybe it is better if you talk to her, Mom. I can't seem to be able to get through to her, whatever I say. Leave it to me. I'll make sure she gets the message loud and clear.
Oh, hi, Brenda. How are you doing? I hope you're well.
Hi, Megan. I'm fine, thanks. Let's cut to the chase, shall we? I heard from Danny that you found out about him having debt yesterday.
Yes, I did. You have to understand that I was quite hurt and betrayed to find out something like that when Danny had told me that he was solvent. And the fact that he didn't tell me directly and it took me coincidentally picking up the phone on his behalf and hearing it from a bank employee to find out made me even more disappointed in him.
Well, I can see how it seems as if he deceived you from your point of view, but it really isn't all that big a deal, you know. I'm sure that Danny tried his best to reassure you as well. And I'm sure you know that our family did go through some financial difficulties before. So he had no choice but to take out a loan in order to help out. Because Danny has such a high-paying job, his credit rating is pretty good, so the interest rate isn't even that high. His salary is only going to get higher from now on, so paying it back is going to be a piece of cake for him. So please don't go around saying you're upset and disappointed and that you feel like you've been lied to, because it really is such a tiny issue at the end of the day.
But I have been lied to. Surely you agree that having debt is something you should be upfront when discussing marriage, and it shouldn't have been something that I found out by chance this far down the line.
I disagree. I'm of the opinion that the only people who go around openly talking about their debts are the people who can't deal with the burden by themselves and need to ask for outside help. Danny is more than capable of dealing with his debt by himself, so there was no reason for him to go around publicizing it. It's only people who work in small, low-paying companies like you who would struggle with paying back debts who shamelessly talk about it in the open. And besides, haven't you heard that these days taking out loans and being able to repay them is actually considered a show of financial capability? Do you think that the bank would be willing to loan as much money as they loan Danny to someone like you? Of course they wouldn't! Your credit rating is low and the interest rate would be high since you work for a small company with no reputation and don't earn that much.
What makes you think that you have the right to comment on my financial capabilities like that? And aside from that, you have to understand that this is a big deal for me because Danny and I will become financially intertwined when we get married. Him lying about having debts isn't something that I can easily overlook after a few words of persuasion from you, Brenda. The problem is less the fact that he is in debt and more the fact that he kept it from me this whole time. If he had told me up front when we were first considering marriage, it would of course have still been concerning, but it definitely wouldn't have become as big a problem as it is now. So no matter what you say, it doesn't change the fact that I do feel betrayed by all this.
I don't think you grasp how little right you have to criticize his financial decisions when he's so clearly a cut above you in every way. And if you're going to start going on about how it's unfair for him to keep things from you when you're going to be sharing finances after you get married, you should think about how hypocritical you sound. I know all about your silly little trip you have planned. If we're talking about bad financial decisions, I think that one should be top of the list.
How did you know about that? Did Danny tell you?
Of course he did. And you have no idea how shocked I was to hear about it. How could you do such an irresponsible thing after making such a fuss about Danny sending me a little money every now and again? The fact that you didn't even consult him before making this decision is quite shockingly hypocritical, if you ask me. If sending me a modest allowance every month is a waste of money, then surely spending thousands on a weekend trip for your parents is an even bigger waste.
I tried to explain this to Danny and he didn't listen, so I'm not sure if you will either. But the money that I'm using for this trip is coming from a special fund that my sister and I set up to save money especially for treating my parents on special days. It's not my personal money that would end up becoming a shared asset once Danny and I get married. I really don't know why I have to put up with so much abuse for this.
Listen to yourself. Surely you're aware of how utterly selfish you're being right now. If it wasn't for the fact that I respect the fact that my son has chosen you as his future wife, there's no way I would ever accept you as a daughter-in-law. I'm going to let you off just this once because I understand that you are a little hurt by finding out about Danny's debts. But this is the last straw. I hope you have a wonderful time wasting money you don't have on your frivolous and unnecessary trip. I'm a busy woman, so I'm going to hang up now.
It's so obvious that her son is the one in the wrong and she still chooses to be blind to it and paint me as some kind of villain. It's so annoying that she keeps using the same argument that I work for a small company and earn less, so I should know my place and be grateful for him. I really don't know what I've done to deserve having to put up with all of this craziness. So, I got a call from your mom today. You put her up to it, didn't you?
Of course I didn't. All it was that she heard about what happened with us the other day, and she took it upon herself to share her opinion on the situation with you.
Well, I guess she's entitled to her opinion. But listening to her really made me think a lot about a few things. It also really opened my eyes to how the world works.
I'm glad. My mom always talks nothing but sense, so I'm happy that she was able to get through to you. I acknowledge that it was wrong of me to hide my debt from you. And since I'm sure you now understand that you were also wrong for booking the Hawaii trip without consulting me, let's put everything behind us and move forwards. There is another thing that bothered me, though. I'm not comfortable with the fact that you used my phone when I wasn't around. It made me feel like you really don't respect my privacy.
Yeah, I am sorry for that. Anyway, I just need to go to the bathroom quickly.
Okay, see you in a minute. It really does look like my mom managed to talk some sense into her. It seems like my mom really was my secret weapon after all. Oh, it looks like she left her phone behind. It keeps ringing. Better check in case it's something important. Hello?
Hello. I'm looking for Miss Megan Lewis. Could I ask who it is that I'm speaking to? I assume that you are not Miss Lewis, sir. I said earlier that I would give her a call at 5 p.m., so I expected her to be prepared.
Oh, Megan's just gone to the bathroom. I'm her fiancé, by the way.
Ah, her fiancé. Then I suppose it's okay for me to ask you to pass on this message to her. It looks like we'll be able to sell the apartment for her. And there's going to be a very nice place near her parents becoming available soon. Could you please tell her to let us know if she'd like to book a viewing? It's a perfect place for older people to live, so I'm sure it would suit her requirements.
Apartment? I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
The apartment that she listed for sale with us. It's such a nice apartment, you know, in such a prime location. Just today, we've had 3 viewings already. One of them said they were happy to sign the contract as soon as possible, so I just wanted to let her know that things are moving quickly. If you could pass all this information on to her, that would be amazing. Thank you. Goodbye now.
What on earth was she talking about? Megan? An apartment? Did she not say that we would need to take out a loan to buy a house?
Oh my goodness, what are you doing with my phone, Danny? Didn't you say just 5 minutes ago that using other people's phones was an invasion of privacy?
I didn't intend it as an invasion of privacy. It was just that it kept ringing and I thought it was best to just answer it. It was a realtor looking for you. She said that they think they're on the verge of selling the apartment that you listed with them. What was she talking about?
Oh, that's great! The real estate market isn't too good at the moment, so I was worried that I wouldn't be able to sell it. It's such a relief to hear that. Did they not say anything else? They said that there was an apartment near my mom's place that I might be interested in viewing. Did they mention that at all?
Yeah. They did talk about that as well, actually. But anyway, that's not the point. How come I didn't know that you owned an apartment? You clearly said that if we wanted to get a place, we would need to get out a loan.
I never said that. That's what you said, actually, Danny. Yes, I do own an apartment. Surprised, are we? Well, I suppose it is quite rare for someone my age to be a homeowner and not be in debt. Is it hard for you to imagine that someone like me, who has an okay job at a small, obscure company, has something that you, who has a high-flying job at a big, well-known company, doesn't have? Do you not think that puts us on more equal footing? Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm planning on selling the apartment that I own right now and buying a new, nicer place near to where my parents are living and have her move in there. Just like your mom, my parents also worked really hard to raise me after all. It's about time I repay them. Don't you agree?
But how can you have an apartment when you have such a low salary?
Do I really need to explain myself to you to this extent? I've been into investing ever since I was young, and I studied the savviest ways to go about doing it. I'm also quite good at saving. I've always been quite frugal and have been able to save up a fair amount of money. So in summary, I managed to buy that apartment through my own hard work. I guess someone like you who feels so nice and secure in their fancy job never thinks about these sorts of things. Am I right? I suppose you were so busy worrying about paying off your loan and throwing ridiculous amounts of money at your mom every month, you wouldn't have had time to think about anything else, would you?
But you should have told me before about something as big as owning an apartment. This is a much bigger deal than me hiding my debt from you. Surely you can see that. And what makes you think that you can just sell it like that? Surely, according to your logic, it should be our shared property, so you shouldn't be able to sell it without consulting me about it first. And if you're selling it and buying a new place, surely we should go and live there after we get married instead of you letting your parents live there. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, so my apartment is our shared property as well now, is it?
Of course it is. I think you should call the realtor back right now and tell her to cancel the sale and we can just move in there as soon as possible. Or at least if you're going to sell it, use the money to buy a new place for us instead of for your parents. Why would you not want to make things easier for us in the future? Why would you create a situation where we would still need to take out a loan to get a place together when you could easily solve everything through this apartment?
Ah, so that's how you see the situation, is it? So if all of our property is shared, then surely your debt will become my debt as well. Am I right? I don't see how it's in any way a fair exchange for me to bring the apartment that I worked hard for years to buy to the table when all you're giving me in return is debt. There's no way I'm getting married to someone who thinks that's okay. Do you think I would be happy to be with someone who's just going to be a drain on my wealth?
I told you that I would take care of the debt in no time. Did you not listen to a word of what my mom said to you?
I did listen to her, actually. Her main point is that you should take care of what's yours and I should take care of what's mine. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
But an apartment is such a big thing. Don't you think your parents would actually be more burdened to receive a new apartment as a gift than she would be happy?
Whatever my mom thinks about it is nothing to do with you, to be frank. However we look at it, I guess I'm just a cut above you, financially speaking. What difference does it make that you work for a big famous company? Compared to what I've made from being financially savvy and the worth of the property that's in my name, your salary really doesn't look that impressive, does it? So really, what do I gain from being with someone like you? I should go and find someone on my level who also owns property. Why don't you go and find someone else who irresponsibly gives their parents a small fortune every month when they have overdue debts to pay back? There's no need for us to see each other again, so this is goodbye, I guess.
Wait, Megan! You can't just leave like that! Are you actually breaking up with me right now? So, you're saying she actually owned an apartment all this time and never even told you? Yes, and according to the realtor, it's a really good apartment. I don't know how she could have lied to me like this for so long. So that's why she had the audacity to talk back to me like that. So, did she break up with you then? Yep, she sure did. Very decisively. If I'd known earlier that she was a homeowner already, I would have tried harder to hold on to her. It's not that easy to find someone who owns property in their own right and is also completely debt-free these days. Then you should try and get her back then. If you can get the debt in her name when she's a property owner, that would help things turn out for the better for you, wouldn't it? You shouldn't let go of her so easily. You'd be a fool to not try to chase after her now. Hello? Who is this? It's Brenda. Danny's mom. What do you mean, who is this? Surely you saw my name flash up on the caller ID.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brenda. You see, I usually delete the numbers of people who I don't have anything to do with anymore.
What? You deleted my number? I know that you and Danny had a little fight yesterday, but don't you think it's a bit harsh to suddenly cut us off like that?
I think it's best to have a clean break, don't you think? Anyway, why are you calling me, may I ask?
I heard from Danny yesterday that he suddenly found out that you own an apartment. You should have told him about something so important when you started dating. Why on earth did you keep it a secret for so long? If I had known, I definitely would have treated you differently. I think Danny would have been better to you too. I must admit that I completely misjudged you. I thought you were some immature girl with no ambition who was happy working at an obscure company for a mediocre salary. I had no idea you were such an admirable and hardworking person with such assets to your name. I know you had a big disagreement with Danny yesterday, but don't you think it would be best to just kiss and make up? Danny really likes you, you know, even if you did hide this from him. After all, didn't he promise to stop giving me money every month just because you said you didn't want him to? I think that's testament to how much he values your opinion. And didn't he also let it slide when he found out about you wanting to take your parents on vacation so close to the wedding? That's how generous-hearted and willing to compromise he is with you. And as for the debt, I will personally make sure that every penny gets paid back, so don't you worry your head about that. I'll even give my promise to you in writing if you need it. And then, of course, there's the wedding. Everything for the wedding is basically already in place, so wouldn't it be a huge waste of money to call the whole thing off now?
So basically what you're saying is that if I had told you that I was a homeowner earlier in my relationship with Danny, you would have treated me like a queen regardless of how disappointing my job is in your eyes? You do realize that just exposes you for the incredibly shallow person that you are. And as for the debt, surely it should be Danny's responsibility to make sure that it gets paid back, not yours. Don't you know that the fact that his mom is making these promises on his behalf makes him look like a major loser? But you're also part of the problem, Brenda. You knew full well that your son was in debt, and yet you still went around singing his praises and making him fail to realize how bad his situation was. And on top of that, you were still expecting him to be giving you money every month, even when you knew that he would have to be paying back his loan. It seems that you really are the sort of person who would exploit your own child just to earn a little extra money. And I have no interest in being dragged into your games. I know that you don't really care about me. Or your son, for that matter. All you care about is money, so don't go saying you want us to get back together because Danny misses me or any other nonsense like that. You just saw me as another opportunity to get some money, and that's why you're desperately calling me now, isn't it? Well, it's too late now, and there's no chance of us getting back together. So get lost.
Don't you think you're being too harsh to a poor old lady here, Megan? I know that you're angry, but I do think that everything can be solved if you and Danny can just talk it out. How can things end like this when you two were so close to getting married?
I think you and I both know full well that your son is in no position to be getting married right now. You know as well as I do that the only reason that he was going through with the wedding is because he thought he was in too deep to call it off now and had resigned to just keep going. Of course, everything can still be called off as long as we pay the cancellation fees. But who's going to compensate me? Whose life has been messed up by you and your son? I think it's best for us to end everything now before anyone gets hurt any more than they have been already. When I was studying investment, I often heard people say that it's better to deal with a few small losses in order to prevent a bigger loss in the future. I think however inconvenient canceling this wedding may be, I for one think it's worth it to avoid spending the rest of my life married to Danny and having you try your best to leech off us.
How dare you say such things to me? Do I look like that much of a bad mother to you? Do you know how hard I work to make sure Danny always had the best life possible?
If you were such a good mom, you wouldn't be trying to force him to give you money every month, even when he couldn't afford it. Of course, Danny is still massively at fault here, but I think that you're the root of a lot of his problems. Anyway, I think I've said everything I want to say now. I'm going to block your number now, so don't try and call me again because you won't get through. Bye-bye, Brenda!
How dare she just hang up on me like that? I've never had such awful things said to me in my entire life. And she wouldn't even let me get a word in edgeways. I don't know what nonsense has gotten into her head, but of course there's nothing wrong with me expecting money from my son. It's a child's duty to pay their parents back tenfold for raising them. I can't believe that she would call me a leech. That's really put me in a bad mood for the rest of the day now.
Why are you here, Danny? I'm really not comfortable with the fact that you've come all the way to my house. I guess I'm moving soon, so it's not that much of a big deal, but this can be treated as stalking, you know.
Well, I wouldn't have come here if you had just answered the phone when I called you. Did you block my number or something?
Yeah, I did. I like to have a clean break.
Look, Megan, I don't know what my mom said to you, but you have to understand that I'm also just a victim of her scheming. I never wanted to give her such excessive amounts of money every month, but she coerced me into it. As for the loan, she also tricked me into taking it out in my own name when she was actually the one who needed the money. Do you think living with a mom like her all these years has been easy on me? And I think I was just so swept off my feet when I met you that I said I wanted to get married even though I knew I was in no position to do so. I didn't want you finding out that I was actually pathetic and incapable, so I did whatever I could to hide the fact that I had debt from you. I didn't even have much money in savings despite working for a big company and having a decent salary, and I was already embarrassed enough to have to ask you to go halves with me on the cost of the wedding, so you must understand that I couldn't tell you about the loan on top of that. I thought about telling you a bunch of times, but whenever it came down to it, I just couldn't get the words out. I know it probably all just sounds like excuses to you, but would you please just forgive me? I'm really, really sorry for everything that happened.
Have you forgotten about all those times that you said that I should be grateful for you for wanting to marry someone like me when your salary was so much higher than mine? You also said it was only natural that you were able to take care of your mom by giving her so much money because you had so much money to spare. I wonder where the guy who bragged about his financial capabilities so confidently has gone now. I guess me owning an apartment really did turn the tables, didn't it? Considering how your mom completely changed the way she acted towards me when we spoke on the phone, she certainly thought so.
No, you've got it all wrong. It's not because of the apartment. I'm here because I know how wrong I was and I want to properly apologize to you. Can't we just go ahead with the wedding after all? Everything is all ready. It would be a shame for it all to go to waste, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm sorry to say, but I've already canceled everything. And I've already sold the house. Don't you remember that we booked the venue and bought the dress with my money? In fact, most of the wedding stuff was paid for with my money. Had you forgotten? Looking at you right now, you really are such a loser, Danny.
Wait, what? You canceled it all? And you sold the house? Don't you think this was all a bit too hasty?
You told me to do whatever I wanted with my property, and I've done just that. So why do you think it's any of your concern? We really are over now. So stop sniveling in front of me and get lost already. If you try and come to my house again, I'll report you straight to the police. Bye-bye, Danny.
Megan, please. Do I need to get down on my knees and beg?
I really don't have time to watch you being pathetic like this. Didn't I tell you to get lost already?
This is all your fault, Mom. Everything is ruined. I've lost Megan for good now because of all your meddling and manipulating. Are you happy now?
How is any of this my fault? Her leaving is completely on you. If you'd wanted her to stay so much, you would have worked harder to be a better partner for her, wouldn't you?
This all started with you saying that I should be giving you money every month to pay you back for the kindness of raising me. But really, I haven't got anything to be thankful to you for. I even took out a loan for you, and look what good that's done me.
This is the price you pay for having such a doting mother throughout your childhood.
How dare you think you can suddenly start talking to your own mother like this just because some girl broke up with you?
I didn't raise you to talk back to me like that.
I'm crazy for going along with everything you said for so long. I don't owe you anything, you mad woman. What an ungrateful brat of a son I have.
After I broke off my engagement with Danny, I used the money from selling my apartment to buy a house, and I'm now living there together with my parents. My parents did protest, saying I should have saved the money for if I wanted to get married to someone else in the future. But I think that the best use of my hard-earned money was to buy a better house for us all. I can earn more money at any time, but my parents won't be with me forever, so I want to make the most of the time I do have with them. Oh, I also changed jobs recently, and I'm on a much higher pay bracket than I was before, so I'm really not too worried about money. It took a long time to get where I am now, and whilst I was still struggling, I wasn't able to do much for my parents. But now I'm in a better place financially, and I want to do everything I can to give them a better life. Danny has tried to contact me a few times over the last few months, begging me to forgive him, to give him another chance, etc., etc. Seeing that the person I once loved is actually an incredibly pathetic loser really helped open my eyes to a lot of things. Of course, I wasted a lot of time and money on my engagement with Danny, but it did teach me some valuable life lessons and to be more discerning when choosing my partners. I did actually run into Danny's mom once by chance, and it seemed that she's now working as a dishwasher at a restaurant near my office to make ends meet. When I found out about Danny's debt, it did make me think that he had maybe taken out more loans than he had originally admitted to. And seeing her working there all but confirmed that was true. She's probably had to go back to work because she couldn't get by just by asking Danny for money anymore when all of his debts caught up to him. It is important to treat your parents well in their old age, but stretching yourself beyond your capabilities to do so will just end badly for everyone involved. Thank you for listening to my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What's the matter with you? What was that attitude toward my parents? Have they done something wrong? Have they made you uncomfortable in any way? It was your first time meeting them after 2 years of dating because we're now engaged. But your attitude was extremely odd. You seemed indifferent during the meal and brushed off their questions. They were only trying to be nice and ask typical questions like how we met and when we're going to have the wedding. I'm sure their questions were not rude or upsetting because they weren't asking personal questions like your parents or what they do. The entire thing was awkward and uncomfortable, but I thought maybe you were nervous about meeting your fiancé's parents for the first time, so I tried to understand. However, when we finally finished eating, you just left without saying a proper goodbye to them or me. What was that, huh? How can you be so rude to your future parents-in-law? My parents were delighted to meet their future son-in-law, but they're very disappointed now. My mom even prepared the food herself to treat you. Explain to me what was going on.
Oh, my bad. I just can't pretend and hide my genuine feelings. It's in my DNA. That's who I am. I'm sorry if my true nature was evident in my face, words, and actions. I'm the type of person who is very honest, and it seems like what was inside of me just naturally manifested. That's my genuine self, and that's the only response I can offer you.
What are you talking about? Stop fooling around and cut to the chase.
Let's break up. I don't want to marry you. Visiting your house and observing how your family lives and noticing your parents' appearances, a strong feeling struck me that said, this marriage should not happen, no matter what. It was completely different from what I had envisioned. I couldn't take it.
Speak English!
Do you remember the day we first met? I'm talking about the day my friend and I went to the Texas barbecue restaurant you worked at. I found it intriguing to see a beautiful and diligent woman like you working as a server at a restaurant. As a joke, I said to him that with your qualities, you could earn more and work at a better place. Then he told me something interesting. He said that his colleagues frequently visit the restaurant you worked at, and he once overheard them saying that the restaurant owner's daughter often comes to the restaurant to help with serving and bussing. When I heard that, I couldn't help but wonder if you might be the owner's daughter. It made my heart race. My heart was trembling with anticipation, feeling like a glimmer of light was finally entering my ordinary and submissive life. I was determined to be your significant other, and without wasting any time, I had lunch there at least 3 times a week. Observing everything about you, from the way you spoke, walked, and laughed, it all appeared elegant and dignified. I was confident that you were undoubtedly the owner's daughter. In that moment of exhilaration, I was determined to pursue you, investing not only money, but also my sincere efforts and time. After 2 years of dating, I finally proposed to you, and you said yes. It was the moment when my efforts paid off. I was thrilled to become the son-in-law of a family that owns a barbecue restaurant, and I believed my life would change. However, when I went to meet your parents earlier today, they got me incredibly bewildered. I should have turned away immediately when I noticed that your house was a modest townhouse, completely opposite to the elaborate mansion I had imagined. But still, thinking it could be an unexpected situation, I followed you home, only to discover it was a complete deception. The appliances, furniture, and even the food prepared were of a lower standard than my own, indicating a financially disadvantaged household. Instead of the charismatic patriarch and the elegant mother-in-law I had envisioned, your parents were the complete opposite. Their presence left me speechless, contrasting with the image I had in my mind. There was a middle-aged man with no hair and a middle-aged woman with the curliest hair I have ever seen in my life with the biggest smile ever. Well, I can understand that part because I'm sure they couldn't be happier to have me as their son-in-law, a charge nurse considering their low-life status.
Are you done talking? I've been listening to you talking crap to see how far you're going, but you're being beyond acceptable. I have never claimed to be the restaurant owner's daughter or boasted about being wealthy. You have made assumptions and judgments without any basis. Is it acceptable for you to now speak so recklessly about my family's wealth or lack thereof?
Well, while you didn't directly say that you were the owner's daughter, you have indirectly conveyed a sense of wealth. Your bags, clothes, and shoes were high-end ones, and you indulged in expensive foods like lobster tail and king crab without worrying about the price. I thought you were enjoying them because you were raised eating them all the time. But in fact, you were only pretending. You scammed me right under my nose.
How is it my fault when you misunderstood them as high-end ones when you didn't even try to confirm with me? It's kind of funny to say this, but I have a pretty face and a beautiful body shape. That's why things from TJ Maxx may have been mistaken as if they were things from Neiman Marcus. You decided to make assumptions, and now you're blaming me for your foolishness? Besides, making reservations at expensive restaurants during our dates was part of your deceitful strategy to impress me, wasn't it?
Look at you instantly coming up with excuses. You can't do that to me if you have a clear conscience. I devoted 2 whole years of my valuable youth to you, believing that you were the daughter of a wealthy family. Is it only my youth that I have sacrificed? How will you compensate me for my money, time, and energy?
Do you think you're the only one devoting your youth? I have my most beautiful years in my 20s completely taken away from me, deceived and stripped away by you for a whole 2 years, too. Who are you trying to play a victim? Who orchestrated this scam and now points fingers at me?
Do you know what distinguishes humans from animals? Humans are called humans for a reason. Humans are expected to have knowledge and display dignity, and that's why we're called sophisticated animals. How could someone like you from a low-class family, if not poverty, even dream of marrying someone like me? I'm a charge nurse with a 6-figure annual salary. You know what? I don't want to talk to you or listen to you anymore, so just deposit $20,000 into my account right now.
What kind of nonsense is that? Are you sure your head is not wrecked or anything? Why are you demanding I give you such a large amount like $20,000?
Look at you with slow thinking. You need to understand what's going on. I invested in you, my money, time, and energy, only to marry you because I thought you were from a wealthy family. But now that's not going to happen, so it's only logical to collect my investment back. I guess low-class people like you don't know how to make a basic calculation. What a relief that I recorded every penny I spent on you in a notepad during the past 2 years we were together. You need to deposit the value of the gifts I gave you, the money spent on fuel during our dates, the expenses for the meals we shared, and the cost of the tires that were worn out during our drives. Reimburse me for the time I wasted seeing you, calculated at an hourly rate, generously at the minimum wage.
I've never seen a psycho like you in almost 30 years of my life. I've heard of a loser demanding to give the gifts back that he gave to his girlfriend while they were together. But I've never heard of an even bigger loser demanding to reimburse the fuel, tires, and even the time spent on dates. If that's the case, then I should also be able to charge you for the time I wasted on our dates. I will include the time spent on getting ready, choosing outfits, and even the 2 months your younger sister stayed at my house because she came to LA for a job and couldn't find a place to stay. I will calculate the time we spent together when we took a 3-hour bus ride to San Diego to celebrate your father's 60th birthday. I will also factor in the emotional waste and time wasted comforting you and listening to your complaints every time you vented about your boss or criticized your colleagues. All of these should be converted into monetary value and deposited to me. Got it?
You offered my sister to stay at your place, and you didn't say no when I asked about my father's 60th birthday. Do you think it makes sense to demand me to pay them back when you did them because you wanted to do them?
That's what I'm saying. You gave me gifts and took me for a drive because you wanted to, and now you're telling me to pay it back? Do you think what you're doing is reasonable, but what I'm doing isn't?
Shut up! My life is ruined because of you. I have been boasting about marrying the restaurant owner's daughter everywhere, but now I feel ashamed. What should I do? If I can't receive any form of compensation from you, I feel wronged and I can't tolerate it like this.
Again, I never said I'm the owner's daughter or from a wealthy family. You ruined your life yourself, not me. Besides, if you can't tolerate it, sue me or something. I'll do the same for you.
I'm such a fool wasting 2 years of my life without realizing you're such a shameless bitch. Don't ever show up in front of my face for the rest of my life.
That's what I should say.
Hi, Selena. Do you realize what day it is today?
Who is this?
It's me, Adam, your ex-fiancé from 2 years ago. What a shame when you're pretending not to know who I am when you apparently do. Well, here I am texting you and you're texting me back, which means you haven't blocked me yet. Did you anticipate me coming back to you by any chance? I'm sorry if you dreamed that.
You're just an insignificant human not worth blocking, so I've left you alone.
Here you go again with your bad habit of pretending.
Here you go again with your bad habit of making assumptions.
You haven't changed a bit. You're pretending to be tough, but in fact, you must be thrilled and excited with your heart racing after receiving my text.
I absolutely have no idea what you're talking about. It has been a long time since I forgot about a loser like you, and I don't want to have any words with you. So could you please shut up and go away?
How about you trying to be honest by now? Who are you? You're that girl who loved me passionately for 2 years during that shiniest period of your 20s. Such deep and intense love wouldn't just disappear without a trace like smoke after only a few years, would it?
I guess you're trying to get cute with me after having shots of liquor in broad daylight, but cut the crap. I thought you left me despising me and never wanted to talk to me again. That's why I completely forgot about you and didn't block you until now. But I'm blocking you now.
Wait, hold on! I didn't even have a drop of liquor. I just had something to say to you. I got married today. I married the daughter of a CEO of a tech company that people would easily recognize. She's a woman who possesses not only a beautiful face, but also a delightful personality. Money seems to flow to her effortlessly, like an ever-flowing stream. You must be curious about the specifics, right? Well, let me kindly show you a lovely picture of her. Wow, I finally get to marry the daughter of a CEO. It's an indescribable feeling. The sky has become bluer and the flowers more vibrant. They say God assists those who assist themselves. And through this marriage, I have truly come to understand the truth behind those words. I was determined to marry the CEO or owner's daughter, and I exerted all my efforts and worked tirelessly toward that goal. Hard work never forsakes those with a strong will. It's actually fortunate that we parted ways. I relentlessly pondered on how I could avoid repeating my mistakes, not wasting money, time, and energy, and achieving success. And in the end, I have succeeded. Thank you, Selena. I'm so grateful that you cleanly departed from my life 2 years ago. Without you, I may not have been able to achieve my dreams. I was concerned about what would happen if you, who had nothing, didn't leave me, a six-figure maker. But surprisingly, your departure was smooth, and I'm truly relieved.
Do you have all this time to spout nonsense when someone who supposedly got married today could be enjoying your time with your new bride? Is Helen aware of how her new husband is engaging in such petty behavior by contacting his ex-girlfriend on the best day of her life? Aren't you better off spending your time sweetly and affectionately with your newlywed wife?
Did I tell you my wife's name? No, I didn't. How the hell do you know her?
You just sent me her picture. Upon glancing at it without intending to pay attention, I can clearly see the face of my high school classmate, Helen. Congratulations on your marriage. I sincerely applaud you for achieving your wish and becoming fulfilled by having a radiant wedding with a deceitful woman. Did she say she's the daughter of a tech company CEO?
What do you mean by a deceitful woman? What in the world are you talking about? Even if jealousy consumes you and makes you burn with resentment, you should still know the difference between what should be said and what shouldn't be said.
You don't have the slightest idea what I'm talking about, do you? Did you give her money?
What?
I'm asking you if Helen asked you for money. Is it so hard to understand?
How did you know that? I let her borrow $100,000 because her dad is going through financial hardship. His company owes money from here and there for researching and developing new technology. It's in the final phase of development, but he needed a little more money to complete the development. She said he's going to pay me back twice the principal once the new technology is out. She said it's around the corner.
It's truly surprising to see a stingy loser like you handing over a sum of $100,000 to her. It's something I don't come across every day.
On top of twice the principal, she said he's going to pay me $20,000 for interest next month if I invest $100,000.
Don't you think that's way too good to be true? If there were investments that guarantee the preservation of the principal and provide a doubling of the principal with 20% interest, everyone would indeed easily make money and become wealthy. However, such investments with guaranteed returns are highly uncommon and often carry significant risks. It seems you may have underestimated the challenges of achieving the desired wealth and status of the high class. While you consider yourself intelligent and elite, it appears that, in reality, you are just a stupid guy hungry for wealth. Did you want to be wealthy so bad that you ended up falling for an obvious scam like this? Like you said, you already make a six-figure salary, yet you are still hungry for more. What the hell is your problem?
I don't need your judgment. What I want and what I need is none of your business. There's no way she lied to me. She wouldn't have any reason to lie to me and take my money away. It is unlikely for her to deceive me, her husband, especially considering that her parents and relatives were present at the wedding ceremony. How could she dare to deceive me in front of her entire family?
Have you ever considered the possibility that her parents, relatives, and all the guests were fake? Do you have any idea how many actors are out there pretending to be fake family members and getting paid for it? I can assure you that everything at your wedding venue, except for yourself, was probably fake.
Stop talking absurdly. She's not someone you claim her to be. I know her better than you.
Okay then. She's with you now, right? How about you ask her to give your money back to you? Let me see what she says.
Well, she's not with me at the moment. She said there was an emergency at her work, so she headed out.
You can head to her work as well.
Well, I don't know the name of the company that she works for.
Don't you think it's enough already? You should have some idea of what's really going on by now. It's quite ironic that you fell for someone known as a scammer even among my classmates. Your life is truly eventful and unpredictable. I almost feel sorry for you, rejoicing in what you thought was a moment of success.
No way. I just received a call from the venue staff asking me to pay for the wedding expenses. I had already given $6,000 to her for the venue cost, but it seems like she has taken off with that $6,000 and the wedding congratulatory money as well. She has turned off her phone and is not responding. What should I do now? I have already given her all the money I had, and I don't have any more money to pay for the venue. Should I report this to the police?
Reporting the incident would be a prudent step to take, although whether or not you'll be able to catch her is uncertain.
Well, Selena, listen. How about we get back together? The wedding already happened, and all we need to do is switch the bride. Fortunately, Helen and I haven't filed a marriage license yet, so should we go to the city hall to file one right away?
Are you insane?
I never forgot about you for a second, even when I was dating Helen. That wench. I was going to divorce her the second I get her father's tech company to come back to you. You need to trust me. The more I was with her, the more I missed you.
Stop talking nonsense.
Please don't say that. It makes me awfully sad. I wish I can open up my heart and show it to you, but it's unfortunate that I can't do that. You must have saved up some money, right? We should start from square one and get a house of our own with your savings.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting married soon, so there will never be a chance for me to marry you. He is someone who is much more attractive and has a better job than you. He is not like those who chase after someone's background or are desperate for success like someone. Regardless of my background, he is a wonderful person who loves and cherishes me the same. He doesn't ignore me even when I work at a restaurant or disrespect my low-class parents who are not very wealthy. He takes care of me no matter what, and does his best for my parents as well. He is someone who shines brightly by himself for his wonderful character. So you understand that me returning to a cockroach like you is never going to happen, right? After what happened, I blocked my ex-boyfriend. 2 years ago, when he broke up with me, I had completely forgotten about him because he was not worth the effort to block. But I never imagined it would lead to such consequences. According to what I heard from his friend, he has quit his job and is now living with his parents. When rumors spread about him being involved in a marriage scam at his work, he felt so embarrassed that he couldn't continue working as a nurse and decided to quit. He was shocked and devastated by the fact that he was scammed out of $106,000, and it has left him without the strength to find a new job or the courage to date again. I never imagined that someone who was so driven by success and money would end up in such a dismal situation. It's a reminder that the world is vast and filled with strange people. On the other hand, I am now happily married to the person I love. If I had married my ex-boyfriend, I wouldn't have experienced the peace and happiness I have now. The fact that I ended things with him was undoubtedly the guidance of my ancestors. Wouldn't you agree? Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more videos.